right, ladies and gentlemen, Dirty Mo Doe is here on a glorious opening weekend to the NCAA Tournament. Selection Sunday behind us. Hopes and dreams built and crushed. Timms, please tell me you're going to be on a full 96-hour pull this weekend. I'm hoping Thursday tip-off to Saturday Drunk Fest. I hope it's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on a bender, gambling and drinking. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I'm going to tell you, I got more cell phone spare battery chargers plugged in around my house because the only thing that could ruin this is when I roll down to the Spectrum Center for the games today that your phone died. If your phone died, that's the only thing that could ruin the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And if they stop running the trains, because I'm right on the train station, and I'm taking it right there.
Right you're one of them trendy train kids.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's free. It's free. You don't
There's
pay.
no suburban life for Timms. He's Tampa Timms is an uptown man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Downtown life, baby.
Oh, I love it. I love it. How about you, Travie? I ain't seen the silver bullet. You fired it up. Oh, Busch Latte once again. Spectacular shirt, by the way. Who's on that Tops? Is that an 85 Tops card? What is that thing?
One David Justice.
One David Justice. I like that. And then we have the Professor, also known as the Wizard. The Wizard is commonly referenced and loved in the current production booth. My friends over at Fox, the on-air talent. Kevin, if you're listening, I appreciate you harassing the Wizard. Please keep it up. He gets a little big for his britches.
Hey, who picked the winner last week?
You and 9 million other people. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, Richard Jenkins, $5 on Denny Hamlin. David
Keep going.
Light, winner on Denny Hamlin.
We're just helping people out.
Justin Burton, I think, had Hamlin. I mean, everybody had a good weekend.
All right, let's talk about it, though. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk Bristol first. Forget the predictor. We don't normally do this. We normally talk betting. But I want to talk the race. So here is my opinion in a nutshell. Tires wearing out is awesome. Tires wearing out in 40 laps, a little too quick. But you can't have it perfect every time. And I'm willing to have races like Bristol to support Goodyear that they could keep working on tires wearing out everywhere else because you can't never miss it, right, Tim's? Like, you can't be so perfect that they don't miss it a little bit too much one way. I thought the drivers kind of said the same thing. I thought everybody was pretty positive. It was total chaos, a little more chaos than I liked. I'm not going to lie. Now, I know I'm a diehard racer.
No way.
But I think overall, that's a great race.
It was awesome. If you would come and watch sometime, you would see how amazing it was.
Man, I was in the Bahamas. Actually, that's not true. You know how I watch this race? Guys, American Airlines. Shout out to American Airlines and their free live entertainment. Just plug my phone in, put my earbuds in. I watch the race live on my friendly Skyways of American Airlines. We know you had the winner. Climb down off the soapbox and give us the rest of it all.
Yeah, we had 6 of the top 10 were in the top 10, which with what happened there, the ones we missed out on were like Blaney, William Byron, who had, it's terrible to start the race with a flat tire, right? Like he was down 6 laps early, right? So, but I was pretty happy with everything else. Like Logano had issues, he was running well.
But you could say that about Logano in 2025. Like, this is not the year for Joey Logano. He's going to have to turn it around.
Yeah. And then, like, Chris Buescher was running well. Like, I don't know.
Was there a driver that you just missed on?
Well, I had Bubba Wallace doing much better than he did. Tyler Reddick is another one. And then Kyle Busch, I had him predicted 9 places better than he finished. So even though we faded him, so I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it based off of what happened with the race, circumstantial wise.
And 6 out of 10, you're going to the Baseball Hall of Fame, no problem.
First ballot, unanimous.
All right, well, let's jump right in it then. Now we head to the first road course of the year. Road courses continue to shift. Last year, there were no stage breaks until COTA. Then there were stage breaks. We had 6 different manufacturers, or excuse me, that's a lie. 6 different teams go to Victory Lane last year. It was total chaos on who was good at the road courses. They used to be super predictable, in my opinion, right? Forever, it was the Martin Truex Chase Elliott show. Then it shifted over, and it was the Tyler Reddick show. Last year, it was the Everyone show because, like I said, 6 different guys. Now we head to COTA down in Austin. I've never been to COTA. Have you been, Professor? Have you been to COTA?
Honestly, this weekend's my first time.
Okay. Never been down there. I hear great things about the city, hear great things about the track. 20-turn road course, very long, has a bunch of patchwork. It's going to be a lot of conversations. So I guess the question is, let's talk Predictor because it was chaos last year. What ingredients went in the soup this week?
Well, it's the 3 races at COTA and then road course experience here. And then, some little recent performance as well.
So if you go by that, it's real simple. Tyler Reddick is P1, and Hendrick Motorsports is right on his tails. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, William Byron. There's your top-tier drivers. Any conversation about top-tier Tampa Timms before we roll over? That didn't surprise me. Reddick Elliott didn't surprise me. Byron, I'll be honest. What used to be kind of a skill set that some didn't have, I don't see that anymore. I think all of these guys are good at road course racing now. Some better than others, but they're all very good. I don't think anyone stinks at it. I don't think there's anyone you can automatically fade. So I'm not shocked by those 4.
Yeah, no, I think Reddick, the favorite, was. I could have guessed that before going in. I like him, so if as long as he doesn't blow it in qualifying, I think we'll be hammering him.
Let's talk the race. What are stage lengths?
15, and then 38, I believe it is.
I was a little disappointed with that. I'm not going to lie.
How does the stage breaks change it from a crew chief racing standpoint, Steve?
So here's the problem. We didn't have stage breaks because they forced this requirement to pit before them if you wanted to keep your track position. So let's just explain to the fan how this works. When you run a road course, because you don't lose a lap pitting, you want to pit under green. You don't want to pit under yellow. In a perfect world, you would pit before the yellow comes out. So with no stage breaks, you're kind of guessing when the yellow is going to come out. With the stage breaks, it's really just an argument of if you want stage points, a stage win, or track position. If you want track position, you have to pit coming to 2 to go before pit road closes. If you're far enough back, you have to do it at 3 to go. And then when the caution comes out, the guys in front of you will come to pit road, and you'll cycle back to the front. I believe this is a smidge of a miss. I think we could have changed the fuel cell size and changed the stage size where pit stoppers would be required in every stage. So let's just make this up, Tampa. What's the race, 68?
68.
So here we go. Say you can run too far in the current fuel cell. There's too much fuel in these cars, in my opinion. So if you shrunk the fuel cell down to X gallons, it doesn't matter. Let's use it in laps. So say, Timms, you could say, hey, 15 laps worth of fuel. That's what you have on board. And that way, even if they saved and got crazy, they can make you get to 17. And then make the stages like, whatever it is, 22, 22, 24. That's my math right there. 68, you said. That way you have to have a pit stop in every stage. That way nobody can just run the stage out and get stage points. With 15 laps, that's what somebody's going to do. So I love stage breaks, first of all. Not having them was the wrong answer. Having them is the right answer. I just don't love where they are. I'm sure there's reasons well over my head on why they are where they are. This is just my rant of the day, apparently. So that's going to make it very interesting because you mentioned qualifying. There's going to be a lot of things that go into this. This field is really going to get jumbled up, and that's why before you even talk about who's going to win, let's talk about the one that we couldn't have missed worse at Bristol. Record number of lead changers. The overcashed at like lap 35, I think it was. What did we have last week? We said over number of lead changers, under number of leaders. Is that what we said?
I think
It was an over for sure.
Yeah. I think it was a record over.
Oh, record lead, yeah. Over and over by record. So make a little asterisk that there's not going to be that money in the fall. So if you get this big swing in the line, you can flip it the other way. But anyway, so let's talk road courses. Let's jump right into this. Number of lead changes, 13 and a half. These are recorded at the start-finish line. And with a green flag cycle in stages, there's going to be a big difference. So let's talk lead changes 2 years ago at COTA versus last year at COTA, Professor. Last year with no stages, there was probably very few. I bet with stage breaks there was more. See if I know what I'm talking about.
So actually there were more lead changes last year than there were in the previous 2 years, but there were less leaders.
All right. You're going to have to run that by me one more time.
So there were only 7 leaders last year. In the prior 2 years, we had 10 and 9. But there were 16 lead changes last year versus 11 and 13 the prior 2 years.
Interesting. Green flag pit stop cycle?
I believe that's what it comes down to.
So let's start with drivers to lead a lap at 9.5. Pre-stage breaks, you are over both times.
Say that again.
Drivers to lead a lap over 9.5. That's an over. With stage breaks, that's an over.
I believe so, yes.
So follow me, Tim. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to drop the green. Maybe we get 2 leaders in the first. Maybe there's a lead change under green. I'm not saying there will be. Maybe there will be. For sure, lead change 3 to go or 2 to go. For sure, lead change at the end of the stage. Times 2, you're at like 6. You're probably going to get 6 different guys to lead a lap right there. 5 or 6. So I like the over 9.5. I think that might be my favorite bet on the board is over 9.5.
That's minus 110, so that's about as even as you can get.
Yeah.
I love it. That might be my favorite bet on the board, over 9.5 liters.
So back to last year, Stevie, why we had so many lead changes, I believe, is we had a lot of, like, Reddick pit 3 times under caution, which is not that common.
Correct.
So only once under green.
They love over 13.5 lead changes, which if you're going to have 10 leaders, you're going to have 13.5 lead changes. So I'm over. I'm in the over bandwagon. Write it down. Over bandwagon.
At minus 140, you're saying?
I don't like it. I would sit on it just because of the juice. I think my favorite bet is over 9.5 drivers. Tampa Timms got the pencil out. I've sold him. I saw the pencil wiggle. Why is this number? Drivers to finish on the lead lap 30.5. Man, I would think that would be an automatic over with stage breaks.
That's right at the average. So,
all right. Oh, once again, Professor sent his crap to the damn books. Way to go, Professor. Supposed to keep
they
that
basically hit they've averaged out the last 3 years at COTA for every one of these bets you just mentioned.
Most laps led by any driver at 32.5. Ooh, that's a good line.
Yeah.
Because if somebody plays it super consistent, Tim's follow me, they're going to lead 12 laps, pit, get the lead back a little bit later, lead 10 laps, pit, get the lead back a little bit later, and then lead at least 10. Like, I want to say it's an overlock, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Kind of like Phoenix, I bet over like 150.5, and it was the kind of similar thing. Whoever led off pit road led the next 50 laps, then it changed 50 laps, so no one got ahead.
Problem is, if you get a couple yellows, it really blows that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, now let's go back to we jumped ahead to props. We're a little out of order this week. I don't know, maybe because I'm just so excited about basketball. Have I mentioned that? So excited. Gosh darn it, it's a great day. The wait is over, NASCAR fans. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is officially live in North Carolina. And right now, new customers get $250 in bonus bets guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just go to FanDuel.com/Dough, DOUGH, to sign up. Then you can bet on everything from individual race winners to prop bets to which driver is going to take home the championship, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Start your engines with $250 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Dough to get started. FanDuel, authorized gaming operator of NASCAR, 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. All right, let's hear it. The heavy favorite is Reddick. Books agree, 4-1 to win. Elliott 8-1. SVG at 9-1. I don't believe that. Bell 10-1. Byron 10-1. Larson, Chastain, Truex, Gibbs, Busch, the Dinger 16-1. I like him over SVG. Suarez, McDowell, Hamlin, Bowman. Speak to me, Professor.
So SVG does have experience here. This is the one track that he does have experience that we go to. He ran here in a supercar. So that's the only thing that I would say. And Allmendinger has had trouble here. You know, I know 1 year he got
Chastain 1 year.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you know, SVG already knowing the track, does that help him at all? That's what I'm asking.
For sure. And being in stock cars more is helping him. He's running a lot of Xfinity, which it's not quite as big of an advantage as it was. Listen, do I think SVG is going to be good. I do. I mean, huge advantage at the street course because of his experience and his talent. I mean, I still think he's a contender. But I think it's a little disrespectful to everybody else to think he's the third favorite.
Do you think the other drivers are going to also, after last year in Chicago, McDowell said he was embarrassed that SVG came in and won. Do you think you could kind of see those drivers, give him some bumps and shoves here and there to, they don't want to see him come and win it again?
I definitely think that they won't overlook him again. What do I mean by that? I guess he's on everyone's radar.
They're going to drive aggressive.
So, yeah, man, I think they're going to contend. Look, the guy's super talented. I'm not trying to. Good for him. But Tyler Reddick's really good. Chase Elliott, Larson, Byron, McDowell. I mean, they're all up there in the predictor for a reason. So let's talk favorites because I think this is a favorites type race. Timms, who do you like to win? Are you putting some win bets down?
Yeah, I mean, I like the favorites. Reddick, I like Chase, I like Chastain. Like you said, it's a favorites race. They're up front for a reason. There is one guy, though, that's not technically a favorite that I really like, and it's Chris Buescher. He's right now 22-1 to win. I don't think he's finished outside the top 10. And, Russ, you can tell me if I'm wrong, since we started doing next-gen cars at road courses.
Yeah, he finished 11. His worst finish in the last 11 is 11th.
So to your point, Timms, the other bet on the board that's really solid is you have 22-1 to win, which I agree with you is not crazy. That's great value. Do you like even money for a top 10?
I love it. Yeah, I do love it.
You've already placed that bet, right?
Already placed it, yeah. And I had a boost, so I boosted it to plus 200. So
he did it for two reasons. Let's just be honest. This was placed for two reasons. One, because he had a boost, and two, because if the next 96 hours go right, he might miss the green flag.
Well, yes. And you got to think if Buescher goes out there in qualifying, does really well, you got to think that top 10 will drop to minus money.
That is a surprise line. Look, when we talk about value, perceived value, Timms, aren't we really trying to find somebody that we think the books maybe have overlooked?
100%.
And I think I know they have the stats, but I think they've overlooked Buescher's consistent runs.
I agree. And what did he finish? Second at Phoenix? I mean, he's kind of red hot right now.
Back to SVG real fast. Do you think also, Steve, his numbers are so low because fans are wanting to hold the SVG ticket again?
Why not? Absolutely. Right, what sets odds? What sets odds is really simple. Past performance, predicted performance, all of those things. But the biggest factor is where the money goes. And SVG is a global name. He splashed on the scene. So they're absolutely, Chase Elliott isn't an 8-1 guy. He's a 10 or 11-1 guy, but he's dang Chase Elliott. He's going to get most of the handle. SVG is a huge story. He's probably a 10, 11, 12-1 guy if you looked at just the numbers. But they got to protect their bottom line. SVG's probably getting a lot of action. Getting that international action, that throw in from another country. Maku taking the big SVG action. I'm on fire today, Trav. Just stick with me.
What else we got here, Timms?
Yeah, what else you got? So I like that. Professor, you think Timms is crazy?
No, I like that. I think the one other guy we need to discuss is Ty Gibbs.
He's on my list. Tier 2 Ty Gibbs. Monster start to the year. And here's why. Finishes don't matter to me. They do, but let's be honest. Every week, Ty's in the mix every week. I mean, look, you don't just jump out of the bushes and make a birdie. You hit a lot of greens and then a putt goes in. Ty Gibbs is doing the same thing, right? You win races by running up front time and time and time again. You wonder if Bristol was a more standard Bristol if Ty Gibbs wouldn't have been the winner. I think his inexperience hurt him. So we have to talk Ty Gibbs because his numbers in Xfinity in the road course world was really, really good. So we have
He's running Xfinity to get more track time this week, so he's going to have more track time than most everybody else.
I like him, but I think he's good for Ty. He's being respected too much for the books for me.
What about a top 3 or top 5?
Nope. I don't like it.
He's been top 5 the last 2 road course races.
Timms, do you have another boost bet? You could boost the top 10.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's one of, if he qualifies up front, maybe you throw top 5, but then I think your value's gone. I think they've adjusted it to where you kind of can't play him at this point.
There's one place I would consider Ty Gibbs. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. Ty Gibbs top Toyota. If I was going to put a Gibbs bet in, here's why. It's plus 550. I'm just saying, listen, Reddick, Bell, Hamlin, they're all going to be fast. But I like that better than top 5. I like just the value. I don't think either are going to cash. Let me just go ahead and say that.
I like him as behind Reddick as the second Toyota. I don't think he should be the 4th best. I think he's a little better than Bell and Truex there.
Be careful. Man, you start talking bad about Truex, Professor's going to come off the top rope.
How about my guy this weekend? I thought he was going to have himself one.
Telling you.
To your point, though, I mean, I'm seeing a matchup, Gibbs versus Truex, and Gibbs is minus 130 versus Truex, so why not go down to top Toyota?
I mean, it's going to be hard to outrun Reddick, but Reddick could have an issue. All right, let's talk top 10s. There are 15 drivers minus money for the top 10s. That's the book. Basically hiding it, protecting it. I don't see anybody that they have plus money in the top 10 other than Buescher that I think has a consistent enough chance for me to bet on it. Let's start at the bottom in the long shots. Gralla, Hill, Stenhouse, Hemrick, Burton, LaJoy, Nemechek, Priest, Barry, Gregson. Noah's a good little road course racer. No, Professor? Okay, no.
I honestly, this is like you said at the beginning, this is a favorites week.
All right, well, let's just move along. I don't disagree. So there's no reason to belabor this podcast because I agree it's a favorites week.
Hold on, there are some top 10s, though, I think Tim's likes over in the parlay division of the top 10s.
Yeah, there's both to finish top 10 that I think there's pretty good value. Larson and SVG plus 175 and Allmendinger and Chastain plus 200.
I like that. I like Bell and Byron at plus 170. These are top 10s?
Top 10s.
Yep, they both have to finish.
I like Truex and Byron 175. I like Larson and SVG. Yeah, there's some good value over there. I don't hate those.
There is.
These are new offerings that I'm starting to see since gambling has become legal here.
Suarez McDowell plus 260 is an interesting one. Because last year McDowell had some great speed at the road courses, and Suarez, I think, gets a little overlooked at the road courses. He's kind of hit or miss, but when it's a hit, it's really good.
So let me ask you this, Timms. You said you like Buescher top 10. What's your thoughts on DH this weekend? Because DH and Buescher is 300.
I'm fading DH this week. I don't think the results are there. I could be wrong, but I don't really think of him as road course racer.
Well, he's only won 4 of the last 6 polls or something like that.
Yeah,
but where did he finish?
Well, yeah. Well, that's why we're going to have a lead change.
Okay, so then let me.
That's one lead change guaranteed right there.
He can help the cause, but I'm not betting him to win.
He's got one top 10 in the last 12 road course races.
Timms. Don't mess with Timms in the number. Tampa is sharpened up, man. He's got his train pass. He's got his whiteboard out. Don't mess with Timms this week. He's dialed in.
So I got a question then. Would you throw a sprinkle on DH for qualifying then at 1,500?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, hell, I'd put Joey Logano in qualifying. I don't care where we're going. That guy's a qualifying machine. It doesn't matter where we go.
I have a matchup that I want us to discuss only because it caught me off guard, and I think it's going to catch some people off guard and they may not think before making this bet. Colleague versus Trackhouse. And at first you're going Trackhouse plus 130. What? Well, SVG is not in a Trackhouse car, though.
SVG is entering under whose banner?
He's in the 16 Colleague car.
Travis? Gosh darn it. Cut this for the promo. Travis is on fire right here. Just going to let you know. So let's talk about this. Colleague versus Trackhouse. Colleague is the Dinger and SVG, which is basically Colleague and Trackhouse are almost one and the same this year, the way they're sharing information and so on and so forth. Isn't that right, Professor?
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I think on the road courses it is.
Okay. And then Trackhouse, we got Daniel Suarez and our man Chastain. We don't count Zane Smith, right? He's in a Spire entry technically.
That's correct.
Okay, just making sure I get all the technicals right, because guess what? When you go to that counter at MGM, you put it all down there with a big smile. They go, "Yep, that's technically a loser," and they slide it back across to you.
They're not going to say, "Sorry, you didn't know that SVG was in a Colleague. Here's your money back."
I will say though, have you guys saw the meme where Homer Simpson walks up and says, "I'd like to bet $100." He said, "On what?" "Nothing. Just take my 100. I want to make it sound like I made a bet." I was like, "That's perfect."
Sometimes accurate.
Oh, can I tell you? Side note, can we on a little side rant here? Spring break, Bahamas, Baja Bar. Both my kids are old enough now to gamble. So I take my daughter to the roulette table. This is how gambling works, Timms, right? First ever time. She gets her stack of ones. She gets them little $1 chips. How many do I have to put out there? It's a $15 table, sweetheart. You have to put 15 out there. Tick, 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 tick. Winner! Tick, 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 tick. Winner! Like 4 winners in a row. And I'm like, I looked up. I'm like, you gambling gods. You've done it. You've pulled another one into the realm right there.
Hooked them.
Oh,
They always do.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Hooked them.
So would you take Colleague over Trackhouse or at minus 160 back away?
No, I'm not taking minus 160. Okay, no chance. I'm putting minus money on Colleague. RCR Penske, no thanks. Well, who's got? Well, I was thinking RCR plus money, but probably not. HMS and Gibbs, no thanks. Legacy Rick Ware. Shouldn't Legacy outrun Rick Ware Racing?
You would
It
think,
should.
right?
Justin Haley's a pretty good road racer, isn't
he really is. And Kaz
Damn
is
you,
not
Justin Haley.
Kaz is not a bad road course guy.
All right.
What about this front row RFK? Is that you, Russ, that highlighted
That is
it?
me. Because you have you get Buescher plus money over. I don't know. I just think it's
basically Buescher against McDowell.
well. Todd Gilliland's not a bad road course guy.
No, but let's be okay. Let me rephrase that. You are expecting McDowell to be the top front row car, and we're expecting Buescher to be the best RFK car.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski is not a road course guy.
So you're actually, So which way of that do you think? Because I would take front row.
At minus money?
Well, I don't love the bet, but I think front row is going to outrun RFK.
So Buescher wins in head-to-head versus McDowell. Not by a lot, but just...
So what you're saying is if you could get a Buescher, basically McDowell bet at Buescher getting plus 105 if you took RFK.
Yes.
All right, I like that.
What?
I'm listening.
I have another one. So 2311 is plus 450 as a winning team. So why wouldn't you take that over Reddick being plus 400?
You will. It's different books is the reason. Because I bet if you go to the same book that offers 2311 at 450, they probably have Reddick at like a 500 win number. That's why it's 450. Would be my rough guess. Wouldn't you agree, Timms?
Yeah, I would agree. But
So-
if it doesn't, I think you bet 2311.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Trying to think if there's any other just absolute misses out here.
The top manufacturer, Ford's plus 400, so it could be a size thing, but they really don't think Ford's winning compared to Chevy and Toyota. That's interesting to me.
So for the record, to Russ, I just checked that book, and it's actually you would still bet winning. You would bet 2311.
Really?
Yeah.
So that, but Professor, let's circle back in on this. This is why, just like, write down what bets you like, and then find the best bet that accomplishes that goal. Like, we talk a lot about who to bet, but, like, how to bet. Tim's, I know you have every app known to man since it's come online in North Carolina. They put the bets they want you to take at the top. Like, dig your way in there. Don't be afraid. Do a little shopping.
I'll also inform the fans, NASCAR has a bet center, and they have multiple books for outright
at
winner.
NASCAR.com.
Yes.
NASCAR.com bet center.
Yeah, top 3, top 5, top 10, and matchups. They have different books. Now, for the props, you're going to have to go around. But for the top one, the winners and top 10s and stuff, you can go to NASCAR, and they'll show you.
And they also have pretty good data. Professor, what's their stuff? What part of the NASCAR.com site should they go to when they watch practice to try to get some averages? Isn't that available?
Yeah, there's averages on there, but I think we're going to try to tweet out some stuff this week, right?
That's what you always say, but you never give it to me, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got fancy colors this week after your bitch session last week from the Bahamas.
Well, Tim's, he sends me some stuff. It looks like third grade. It's like he only knows. You know what it looks like? He only got 3 crayons in his box. I mean, that's all we got, bud. Like, in today's world, we can't get no more shades, a gradient. We can't. Like, this is it. This is the best we have. It's like a stoplight. Yellow, green, red.
It's a damn rainbow this week. You wait and see.
I mean, like, where's magenta? I have more colors in my printer than he has on his damn sheet.
I would hope so.
What other bets you like here, Tim's?
Come on, man. Pick me a group winner, Tim's. You got a group winner in you?
I have one that I'm interested in. It's Kobayashi. He's plus 350 in Group E. I don't really think the 3 guys he's going up against, he's way the better road course racer, obviously, in that group. I mean, that's worth a little sprinkle, no?
So it's
he's going to get used up.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Kobayashi's he's gonna learn the full contact situation. Now, here's the truth, though. What's the other one he ran?
Indy Road.
Indy?
They went green start to finish. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean, Tim? Like, it wasn't really a fair test of the guy. Like, I don't hate what you're thinking there. Plus, you get to
It's something to watch. He'll be fun to watch, I think, even if he gets used up. But I think it's something to want to see where he's at.
I could get on board with that. That's like a 15-2 upset.
Logano, Blaney, Briscoe I'm a little unsure about, but I don't think they run well at road courses at all, really. So, I don't know. Compared to the other 3.
Let me run this group past you, Tim's. Group D, McDowell, Hamlin, Buescher, and Bowman. Buescher's plus 300.
Yeah, you know what worries me, though? I feel like Bowman, even though he's struggled overall, I think didn't he knock 2 people out of the way to win a couple years ago? Or so?
No, Chastain cannonballed him out of the way to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he was up there. I think he worries me in that group. If it was just McDowell, Buescher, I think I would take that, but
I still just haven't seen post-injury Bowman.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm more concerned about McDowell in that group than I am Bowman.
Yeah.
Bowman was the best finishing Hendrick driver this week. First time in like a year. Since
what position was that, Russ?
COTA last year. 4th.
Where was Larson?
5th.
Oh, okay. He was ahead of Larson?
Yeah.
Good for him. Hey, man, listen. I'm not trying to be negative when I say that about Bowman. I like the guy. He's a great guy. Like, I want him to run well. I just go off the numbers.
He's pretty good.
For once, I think the excitement is actually people put most of the bets on winning numbers. I think that's where we like this week. I think we like the winners. Pick the winners.
Yeah. So now, hold on. Bowman's finished top 10 in all 3 COTA races. It's been 2nd and 3rd the last 2 years. That first year was the rain, right? So you can't
mark it. 37 minutes and 51 seconds when Russell finally gives us some we've been wanting all day long. No wonder I was late to the podcast. Next time, start it on time, and I'll just show up late, and I'll get the good stuff. Don't hold off on me. Just talk amongst yourselves. It's fine. I'll come in at the 37-minute mark. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. I hope the listeners stick with us. Hey, listener, if you somehow made it to the 37-minute mark and you got to the Bowman and you went on a Bowman bet, we want to see him on social media. Because the Wizard, man, usually it's just the end of the yellow brick road. He has us down the yellow brick road, up a couple sets of yellow brick stairs, behind the back, behind the green curtain. Now we get to Bowman.
Are you done?
I think so. Go ahead.
Okay. I think Bowman's a good bet. Like Bowman over Suarez for sure. I think I saw that.
What about Bowman over Cindric?
Bowman over Cindric, yes.
Would you
Ooh, that's good.
take Bowman top 10s minus 120?
I would take my Bowman bet. Say you're a 1-unit guy. I would put in every matchup I can, I would take Bowman at like a quarter unit. Because here's why. Because I'm not sure if he gets in the top 10 or not at minus money. But the guys he's matched up against, half of them are going to mess it up. Bowman in his matchups. The hammer.
And
Bowman.
his crew chief, Blake Harris, he's a Texas guy.
Would you take Bowman over DH? I see that as a matchup.
What's the odds?
Minus 114 both ways.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we
Wait,
have
so
our
hold on a
Travis and our
second,
Timms
though.
bet. Oh,
Hold-
hush.
No,
We
no.
have our Travis and Timms bet. I have put it, and I'm going to make this even more awkward. Travis, you can pick first.
Give me DH, man. All in.
Oh, man, you love losing.
Timms, I give that to you on a silver platter.
But hold on a second here, Professor. Wasn't it like a couple weeks ago Bowman was basically dead to you?
He is dead to me, but when I were on a road course where he's been really good and he finished top 5 last week, and he's
Okay.
all green on the head-to-head tool against Denny on a road course.
Don't let me down,
Make it down.
DH.
Make it 4 for 5.
All right. What else we got before we get into basketball? Because I know Tim's is a basketball list.
Oh, I got plenty.
And I haven't put my book in yet, so I'm going to get my notepad out. Hold on a sec. Let me.
You want to cover other series?
Oh, yeah. Let's
Xfinity?
talk all the other series. How'd our trucks work out? Are both in the top 3 would have been a good one.
No, we had Eckes as the winner. As a winner. Well, remember I said you got to bet those top 3 to win? You
You're
said
right.
it didn't work.
I said
That's what
don't
was
include
one of
Busch on it, which we were right. Busch got beat.
So let's start with Xfinity, though. We got Larson racing and Gibbs.
Larson is in the Hendrick entry.
Yes.
We got Larson, Gibbs, Allmendinger, and SVG all in there.
So SVG to me is the big secret that I want to see. So here's why. We know he's good road courser. But the Cup car is way more similar to a supercar than an Xfinity car is. 4-speed gearbox, 15-inch wheels, big sidewall tires. So I'm going to tell you that I have a little... How about this? If SVG goes and runs with Dinger in an Xfinity car, then I'm not giving SVG nowhere near enough credit. Let me just go ahead and say it. Then he's a badass. Then he's a super badass. And he may do it. I'm not saying he won't. I expect him to be a little behind Allmendinger in this style of car with this style of gearbox. Remember, we're talking best of the world guys, right? Us 4, we would stink. We'd stink in all of them. We'd equally stink. It wouldn't matter. But these guys, they're not racing with hammers. They're racing with scalpels. So understanding that gearbox and the blips and the downshifts and the small differences that's going to make the difference. I just don't know if SVG instantly can be as good. If he is, I'm going to tell you, bar the door. Because if he's that good to show up instantly in that Xfinity car, because those things are like old tanks. They don't drive good at all.
What about...
There's my rant.
So as when you come and talk about Allmendinger, he's finished second, first, and first at COTA.
As long as they don't have the brakes on that they had at Road America, he'll have a chance.
That was mean.
Factual. He basically, they went to Road America and they had a layup hit the front of the rim. Clank!
Trucks.
Well, no, hold on. What are we betting in Xfinity? Damn, don't rush us along, Trav.
Allmendinger to win.
Dinger at 350, even over Larson, Gibbs, and SVG.
Yes. You bet him till he loses. You can't, like, he's amazing there. In an Xfinity car.
I have to agree. I'd love to come up with something different, but I have to say Russ is right on this one.
So Gibbs is 350, Allmendinger's 350, SVG's 500. Do you bet two of those three to win and kind of your winnings are going to drop a little, but you can bet both and still win. You can bet two of those. You can bet actually three of those and still win.
Yeah, every time I do that, I see a 3-wide wrecking on the last corner, bad beat, and Justin Allgaier cruises through at 18-1, and I'm not on him.
Yeah.
So the one on here that we didn't talk about, these 12-1, Sam Mayer has won 3 of the last 4 road course races in Xfinity.
I mean, if I was going to bet a quote long shot, I like that guy. So Larson's going to be good. 250 to win in a race is a joke. Right, Timms? I mean, 250, come on.
I kind of just like 1 unit or 2 on Allmendinger and just ride it. If
And
it
just
wins,
be done and have something to tune in on.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a serious question. 350 to win or 100 top 3.
He's probably finishing top 3 if he's up there.
Wrecked or top 3. There's no way he drives to a 7th.
No. So I don't mind that. Even money.
All right, what about trucks?
Chastain is your favorite at 200.
What truck's he in?
45.
Who's in the Spire entry? Because they have a rolling entry.
Zillich,
Connor
I think.
Zillich.
Ooh, Zillich, yeah.
So he's the IMSA guy.
What about Jack Hawksworth? What truck's he in?
Hold on, I'm still talking about Connor Zillich.
Patience, Grasshopper.
Connor Zillich is, I think he's 17 years old. He's won both of his races in IMSA this year. 24 hours at Daytona and 12 hours at Sebring. And he's a Trackhouse development driver.
So what truck's he in?
He's in the Spire truck that you just asked about.
Which number?
7.
So he's in their 7 truck.
Hawksworth's in the 1. He's 40 to 1.
I like Zillich. Man, that's interesting. I like him.
750 is tough on your first career start.
Are you
I
worried
like that.
these truck races, these drivers get crazy, and I feel like there's just going to be one of these guys just, you know what, I'm not letting this little kid come in here, and Connor's going to get spun out.
Or he could be the one that's spinning people out, too. Tyler Rankrum's the guy that I like there. He's been top 10 in all the races at COTA. He's won the pole there. He's run great this year. He's
There
5.
you have it. The professor has spoken. I have no interest in trucks, so there's no chance I'm betting it. I might bet it if I had something else to do this weekend, but there's basketball. There's no chance I'm watching this truck race. All right, well, let's not hold them up anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big weekend. You can't mess it up. It's NCAA. It's the tournament. On the asphalt, NASCAR heads to COTA for triple-headed action. We have trucks, in which the professor says Ankrum is your wager. We have Xfinity, which he says you can't go wrong with the dinger. And we have Cup, which it's going to be a battle. We're guessing Reddick and maybe Chase Elliott, NASCAR's most popular driver, and Reddick battling back and forth. Either way, get your bets in, and may all your bets pay off.